All right, let's crush another Mtel question. This one says, a state representative tracks constituents' communication by phone, mail, or email regarding a bill to be voted on. The representative counts 1,500 total communications, with 70% in favor of the bill. Which of the following statements describes the validity of these results in representing the opinions of all constituents? So A says, the results must be valid because a large number of people made the effort to communicate with their representative. So while that may be true that a large number of people made the effort, it might not be completely representative of the people that are going to be affected by the bill. For example, a lot of times in like town hall meetings, you'll see older people going to the meetings and representing the entirety of the population because older people are retired and don't have midday responsibilities, and oftentimes some of these meetings are held while other people are doing something else. So that type of bias can take place where you get a larger representation from a smaller group of people that doesn't necessarily represent the entire population. So B says the results must be valid because all constituents have access to at least one of these methods of communication. And again, while that might be true, the people who have the willingness to phone, mail, or email their answers in might be more represented by a specific group of people. Not necessarily the example that I gave, but that is one that happens frequently with voting. You'll oftentimes hear that the oldest people are the biggest representation of voters because it becomes a hobby of older people to be involved in politics. C says the results may not be valid because a special interest group or groups may have been responsible for most of the favorable communications. So this is suggesting that even a special interest group, so one group of people is rallying together to potentially sway a bill in one direction, which is an even more sort of targeted idea than just randomly having older people participate more in the voting process, but seems like a possibility. So I'm going to keep C as a possibility here. And then D says the results may not be valid because the outcome of the vote for the bill is not yet known. So that doesn't really determine validity. It could give you a better idea of how your sample applies to the greater population, but there are other biases that we have to consider. I think C is the best answer in this situation.